How to insulate a roof in the least possible space, time and cost, and without using any Kingspan or Celotex.
Hello, I'm Joss, Technical Manager from supercoreinsulation.co.uk. If you are a roofing contractor or a loft converter, we have a system which will save you on space, time and cost of materials, ultimately winning more customers. Our exclusive triple layer system that we've developed will save you a cost and space compared to using bulky rigid boards such as Kingspan and Celotex. Please enjoy the following video, which is a fully approved system showing the fixing methods based on 100mm rafters or deeper.
Start by measuring your rafters on both the length and the width to determine the amount of insulation required. Our multifoil insulation materials are best cut with our multifoil scissors, which is included in our fitting kit. As the first layer is being recessed, please allow for extra material. Start by installing the first layer of superquilt to the side of the first rafter, ready for recessing. Stapling into place using a heavy duty staple gun and 14mm staples. Superquilt is recessed between the rafters by taking superquilt up 25mm into the rafters before stapling onto the side. In this video, my colleague is using a 25mm batten as a template. We advise to staple the recessed superquilt onto both the sides and front of the rafters. Repeat these steps throughout the whole of the rafters and trim any excess insulation using our cutting knife, which is also included in the multifoil fitting kit. The remainder of the first layer will need to be overlapped by a minimum depth of 50mm and installed in exactly the same manner. Tape and seal the overlaps using our Thermoseal True Aluminium foil joining tape. This should also be fully taped and sealed around the perimeter. The second layer of superquilt is then installed underneath the first layer as a straight, flat, continuous layer. This will then create a void between the two layers of superquilt, which gives maximum performance. The second layer can be installed using nails or a staple gun. Then proceed by taping and sealing the second layer of superquilt, again using Thermoseal foil joining tape. Minimum battens of 25mm depth are then installed, ready for the plasterboard. Battens are usually spaced between 400 and 600mm centres. The third and final layer in the system is the breather quilt, ready for the external of the rafters. The breather quilt has a built-in breathable membrane, meaning no additional felt is required. Breather quilt should always be installed at the bottom of the rafters and then work your way up. Breather quilt is stapled directly onto the top of the rafters using a heavy duty staple gun and 14mm staples. If only a single batten is installed on top of the breather quilt, we would advise the product to be slightly draping into the rafters. If the breather quilt is installed taut, then a counter batten is required. Thermoseal double-sided tape is installed at the top of every run of breather quilt, ready for the 100mm horizontal overlap. Then proceed by installing your tile battens over the top of the breather quilt, ready then for your tiles or slate finish. The multifoil fitting kit includes a heavy duty staple gun and 5000 14mm staples, multifoil scissors, a cutting knife and also a blade sharpener.
So, if in your project you only have access to the external of the roof, e.g. the plasterboard is already installed, then with a triple layer solution can be done in a different method. The installation of this will be as follows. So as you say, we've got the 100mm rafters and the plasterboard is installed from the internal. So what we recommend is the first layer of superquilt to be recessed in between the rafters from the external, like so, in and out, leaving as much gap as you can. The second layer of superquilt will be installed as a straight flat layer on the external of the rafters. You then install a 50 by 50mm batten on top of the superquilt, and then you finish with the third and final layer, which is the breather quilt, the 2-in-1 breathable and insulated membrane. So that would go like that on top, and then you would finish with your final tile battens and of course your tiles. Our exclusive triple layer system is available to purchase online in 12 square metre kits at the lowest trade prices. All kits are delivered carriage free to the UK mainland, and if you order a 24 square metre kit or more, we'll also chuck you in a free heavy duty staple gun and 5,000 staples. When you order with ourselves online, we'll also email you a bespoke U-value calculation which is required for acceptance with building control. And also reference U-values and building control, we also have an online instant free to use online U-value calculator where there are solutions available for roofs, for walls and for floors which will display the best solution in as least space and cost as possible. For more information or to order, please visit superquilt-insulation.co.uk or you can call me direct on 0114 323 0045.